Merry Christmas, Merry Yule. I would like to talk about the conspiracy of Christmas, for there is indeed so much to the conspiracy of the Messiah, the conspiracy of Jesus's life, and wherein his family, his story, his teachings, so much of his life was erased from history by foul, cruel creatures who usurped and overthrew the throne of Christ's lineage for themselves, so that they could control the masses and take all of the lands and wealth for themselves. So these imbalances of history need to be discussed if we are to heal as a collective. So this is why I like to discuss these types of things. It's not to dissuade anyone from their faith, not whatsoever. I love Christmas, Christ Mass. It is a time to remember Christ, his ways, his teachings, and his message. And but it was not the time of his birth. It could not have been the time of his birth, in fact, for by Judaic law 2,000 years ago, a couple could unite from the month of November through December for the period of 4 to 6 weeks, I believe it was, in the calendar year, where they were allowed to come together as husband and wife to create a child. So this meant that all of the babies were born during the months of July, August and September. Those were the legal times in the calendar year for a child to be born. Now, our Messiah, miracle child or not, would not have in any way disturbed or broken such laws as this, for he had to be born holy and in exactly as the prophecy had foresawn. So he was most definitely not born at this time. He would have been born during those 3 months of summer through fall. And this doesn't in any way take away from the beauty of this season, for the gift of giving unto others and thinking of others before oneself is a great and noble thing that has been much forgotten in this world of selfishness. So it's important, and I love Christmas for this reason and for many other reasons. But people tend to be so much nicer to one another during this time, as Christ really represented kindness, compassion and acceptance. He did not build walls, and he never wanted walls to be built around his religion, around his ways, around his teachings and around his story or his family. The usurpers who took over the lineage and the information of Christ, they took it because they had evil intent. Now, you know, you look through history, and when these usurpers took over Jesus's mission and claimed it for themselves, we can see that, you know, people were being arrested, murdered, killed and tortured in the name of Christ, which of course has absolutely nothing to do with Jesus. So Jesus and Jesus's family and bloodlines and protectors of the bloodlines, they knew this, and they withdrew from public society because people were being murdered, especially those who were connected to the Christ lineage through Mary Magdalene's womb. So as we remember this beautiful person that we know as Jesus Christ, or some call him Yeshua, and I like to call him Yesu, and you know, we remember his incredible gift, for he taught us how to love one another despite the lower nature that is there in all of us. And especially Mary Magdalene, his wife, was very much a teacher of this discipline, that we must love one another despite what we see there. For inside of every man and woman and child and creature on earth is God and Goddess's love, for we were all created of that love. And Yeshua, Christ, the Messiah, he was not Christian, he was not Jewish, he came for all living beings. And his message was to unite all living beings beneath one God, known under many names and many paths. Yet our duty as brothers and sisters before God is to love one another, to accept one another's differences, and to not be threatened by them, but to unite under the banner of devotion, of love for our creators. And no matter how we do that, no matter how that manifests for each of us, that is the divine path unto which we are all beholden. And Jesus's message of the kingdom is now even more so important, as again these trials and tribulations of demonic rule are upon us. And so the messianic mission of Mary Magdalene and Yeshua is very much alive on earth today, as they are returning the divine Mother Goddess. And holy name has descended upon us 500 years ago through Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has brought together God and Goddess in a mantra which we can all chant. And these things are the essence, the treasures which Jesus Christ spoke of. So as we remember this time period and this great personality, Yeshua, let us remember to be kind and compassionate and generous unto all, and to notice when people need help, and to reach even if we're tired or unavailable or unwilling. To still find a way to be merciful unto all living beings in every situation. So this is the message of Christ. This is what we're all here to learn, to rise above our lower nature so that we can embody the Christ self that is inside of us, which is that perfect picture of a humble worshipper of divinity. And that is the message that is meant for all living beings, and that is why he was called our Messiah. So God bless you all. Merry Christmas, happy Christ Mass, happy winter solstice, happy Yule. Enjoy this beautiful season. I so look forward to the new year and to all of its promises of positive change. So mote it be in Radhe's name. God bless you all. Be safe.